Hello everyone, today I'm going to be going over how to finesse. So these first examples are all going to be leading low towards an honor to promote it. So for instance, if we look at this heart suit, we have the king and the queen, we're missing the ace. So if we were to just lead the king, that would knock out the ace. The queen would then be a trick, so we would make one heart trick. But we can try and make two tricks in this suit, and that is by leading low towards the king queen. And we would be hoping that west has the ace. So we would play low. If west goes up with the ace, we play low. Now our king and our queen are both tricks. If west plays low, then our king will win. We will come back and then lead low towards the queen again. So yeah, we're just going to look at these suits individually, not as the whole hand. So just in isolation. In spades, we have one trick, the ace, and we can try and make the queen as well by, again, leading low towards the queen. And this would be hoping that west has the king. When we lead low, if west has the king and they go up with the king, now our queen's a trick, and so's our ace. So that's two tricks. If east has the king, there's nothing we can do. The queen will lose to the king. In diamonds, if we were to just lead the king, we will always lose it. So we want to lead low towards the king, and that will win whenever east has the ace. If they play low, the king wins. If they go up with the ace, that promotes our king for the next time. And the club suit, here we have a choice. We can either lead low towards the jack if we think east has the queen, or we can lead low towards the 10 if we think west has the queen. So this is called a two-way finesse. We can choose who to finesse. And this would be the kind of suit where you would do a lot of thinking, trying to figure out how many points have the opponent's shown, things like this, to try and figure out who has the queen. Yeah. Again, we'll just look at the suits individually, so contract doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so all those first examples, those were the basic finesse positions, where you lead low towards an honor trying to promote it. Here, there's going to be some variations. So let's look at the spade suit. We have the ace, the queen, and the 10 in the south hand. So we're missing the king and the jack. And here we would start by leading low towards the 10. And if that loses, we would then lead low to the queen the next time. So we have a chance to make all three spade tricks if east has the king and the jack. When we lead low, east will play low, our 10 will win, come back, do it again. If east has one of the honors, let's say they have the jack, so west has the king, we'll lead low from the north hand, east plays low, we play the 10, and that will force west's king, promoting our 10. And if east has the king and west has the jack, we lead low, east plays low, we play the 10, that will lose to the jack, but now we can come back to the north hand and lead low to the queen, and that will win. So if both the king and jack are with east, we make 3 spade tricks. If they're split, then we make 2 spade tricks. If west has both the king and the jack, now we only make our ace. And this is called a double finesse. because we have to take the finesse twice. Low to the 10, then low to the queen. The heart suit, this is another double finesse. This time we can only ever make 2 tricks. We can't make 3, we will always lose to the king or the queen. But we have a very good chance to make 2 heart tricks. And we do this by leading low to the jack and then low to the 10. And as long as East doesn't have both the king and the queen, we will always make 2 tricks. If East had both, then when we play low to the jack, they'll win the queen, low to the 10, they'll win the king. But if they're split like they are here, then I'll just play this out so you can see. So spades, we'd play low to the 10, and here this works very well because East has both the king and the jack. In hearts we're going to try this double finesse. So we lead low to the jack, and as expected that loses to the king. Let's just say they return a spade. Now we can finesse again, and this 10 will win as long as East didn't have both of them. So if the honours are split, or West has the king and the queen, we will always make 2 heart tricks. And the club suit, I've kind of messed it up now, but let's just go back a couple of tricks. So we have the ace, the queen, the jack and the 10, and we can try and make all 4 tricks if West has the king. So we're going to play the queen, and we're just going to need to repeat this finesse a few times. So we would need entries to the south hand. Our queen's 1, we'll then need to lead low to the jack, come back, lead low to the 10. And then diamonds, this is another double finesse. So we have the king and the jack. If East has both the ace and the queen, we will make 2 diamond tricks, because we'll lead low to the jack. That will win. Come back, then lead low to the king. And it doesn't matter what they do, we'll always make our king and our jack. If the honours are split, we will make 1 trick. We play low to the jack. Let's say West has the ace and East the queen. The jack will force the ace, now our king's a trick. Let's swap it. Let's say West has the queen, East has the ace. We play low to the jack, that will lose to the queen, but the next time when we play low to the king, East's ace will be finessed. So we had some double finesses there. In all those examples, you were leading low towards cards to promote them. The other way to take a finesse is to lead your honour in an attempt to promote another honour. So, for instance, the spade suit here, you could lead a spade from the south hand, lead the queen, and if West covers with the king, we will win the ace, and now our jack and our 10 are both tricks. And if West doesn't cover with the king, we play low and just hope that West has the king. And I've just included this heart suit because when people first hear about this taking finesse by leading honours, they sometimes do it in the incorrect places. And so here, this heart suit, don't get confused, you would not lead the queen. You lead low towards the queen, hoping West has the king. Leading the queen can never work. If East has the king, they will cover it. They will cover the queen with the king. You'll win the ace, and you'll never make any more tricks. So yeah, when you've just got one honour like this, you would never lead it. In diamonds, this is a double finesse example. This time we'd be leading our honours. So we would lead the jack. If East plays low, we play low, West will win the queen. We'll come back to our hand, lead the 10, If East covers with the king, we win the ace, then our 9's a trick. And the clubs, this is another situation where you wouldn't want to lead your honour. So the only way you can make all of the club tricks is by leading low to the queen and hoping that West has king doubleton. So here you would play low, West would play low, you play your queen, that wins. You play your ace, that drops their king, and now you have all the club tricks. If you were to lead the jack, now West would cover with the king, you win your ace, you win your queen, but now you will lose to the 10. So when you're deciding whether to lead an honour or lead low towards an honour, you always have to think about what the opponents will do, what happens if they cover, what happens if they don't cover. Am I promoting a trick for myself? Yeah, you just always have to think about it. So I'll do an example now. Let's say South opens a heart. North bids their spades. South rebids 1 no trump, showing 15 to 16 points. And North, because they have a 5th spade, 9 points is enough to go to game, and they'd like to check if they have a spade fit. South could still have 3 spades. And South, with only 2, they will just bid 3 no trump. First thing, the club suit. We should play low just in case West has underled the king-queen. They haven't. So let's count our tricks. We have the ace of clubs plus 2 diamonds is 3. The ace of hearts is 4. The ace of spades is 5. So we need 4 more tricks. We're going to need a lot of things to go right for us here. Let's say we can make all 4 heart tricks. We would need East to have the king and the jack. That gets us 3 extra heart tricks. That brings us to 8. We still need 1 more. The place we can get that is diamonds. We can hope to promote the jack. And the way we would do that is by leading low towards the jack. This would be a situation you wouldn't want to get confused and lead the jack. That would never work because East would just cover with their queen, and yeah, that would never work. So they continue clubs, and I don't think we want to duck this because we're not worried about clubs 4-3. We just want to stop clubs 5-2. We want to cut the communications. And if we look at our entries, this ace of clubs is 1, ace of spades is another, and we're going to hope this jack of diamonds is the 3rd. And we're going to need all 3 to take the 3 heart finesses. So we go about doing our heart finesses straight away. The 9 wins, and that's good news. We're in this hand now, so we should take our diamond finesse, leading low towards the jack. West plays the queen, so that has promoted our jack. That's an extra diamond trick. We now have to hope that clubs aren't 5-2. They're not. And they're also blocked, which is a bit unlucky for the defenders. So we're in the north hand with the ace of spades. We need to use this entry, need to take a heart finesse. To the 10, and again this wins. Now we can use our jack of diamonds entry to take the final heart finesse. That's our 6th trick plus ace, ace, king, 9 tricks.